There just seems to be a blind spot when it comes to Christians and fitness specifically. I've heard plenty of sermons about remaining sexually pure and honoring God with our bodies that way. But what about something like overeating, being overweight and out of shape, or our relationship to movement and food? I've never heard a sermon about those things, and I have a theory as to why. There is a wild misconception that has been lingering among Christians for almost 1900 years now, and it very rarely gets pointed out because, well, at first glance it can seem kind of spiritual or holy. I call it the Gnostic hangover. Gnosticism is an ancient philosophical and religious movement that started somewhere between the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. One of the main tenets of Gnosticism is a kind of dualism, the idea that the spiritual or non-physical world is good and the physical world is depraved and profane and evil. There are a handful of gospels that you won't find in your Bible, like the Gospel of Thomas or the Gospel of Philip, and they are Gnostic in their teaching. Now, the early church condemned Gnosticism as a heresy, meaning it was not in line with what Jesus taught. But for some reason, this dualistic idea of spiritual equals good, physical equals bad has lingered in the minds of Christians ever since. I wonder if you have a subtle Gnostic hangover too. Maybe you have some core beliefs that your body is somehow bad or dirty or broken. Maybe you believe that the material world isn't important compared to spiritual things. Maybe you believe that your body doesn't matter to God because your heart is what he looks at. To be honest, these are tempting notions, but I want to push back on them a little bit because I think that the gospel, the good news, is much better news than most people think. I'm convinced that Jesus came to redeem all of creation, not to condemn it. Here's what I mean. Orthodox Christianity believes in something called the Incarnation. This is Christianity 101. It's the idea that God took on flesh and entered into physical reality, that he became a man. He didn't just put on a man costume. He didn't just look like a man. He became a man. That's the Incarnation. He was human in every way that we are human. And this is scandalous. The people in Jesus' day thought so too. This notion of God becoming a man was so offensive to the religious leaders of the day that they condemned him for heresy and had him murdered. There simply was no room in their worldview for the physical and the spiritual to be smushed together like that. And yet, through the Incarnation in Jesus, what we see is a radical affirmation of God's love for his creation and the goodness of being human. God loved his creation so much that he entered into it. He loved creation so much that he became a part of it, like the artist painting himself into the picture. In Jesus, we see the physical and the spiritual in the same place. They are commingled. But what does this mean for us practically? It means that your physical life, the actions you take, the things you do with your body, the words you speak, the way you treat people, that's not something separate from your spiritual life. They are the same thing. Think about this. All behavior grounds out in your body. Every thought you've ever had doesn't become real until you act on it. Your thoughts and intentions are made real, made concrete through your body. The words that you speak, the things that you do, the actions that you take. In other words, what you choose to do with your body is the expression of your spiritual life. It's not something different and independent. It's true that man looks at the outward appearance while God looks at the heart, but what you choose to do with your body, how you use it, how you treat it, how you honor it, is a reflection of the state of your heart. If you neglect your body, you treat it with disregard and abuse it through the things that you consume, you dishonor God. Those kinds of behaviors are a physical symptom of a spiritual problem. So do our bodies matter to God? Absolutely, because our physical health, our mental health, and our spiritual health are all connected. We humans are strange, complex, multi-dimensional creatures. Our minds affect our bodies affect our minds, our environments affect both of them. We talk about this a lot in H40, which is our 40-day guided sprint to better physical and mental health. It's not just a fitness program, and one of my favorite things about it is seeing the light bulb go on for people as they realize how these things are connected. If you just want to get shredded, there's a million options out there. But instead, if you're looking to change the way that you relate to your life, if you want to build new habits that last a lifetime, and you want to improve both your physical and your mental health, H40 is probably what you're looking for. Oh yeah, and it's completely free. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description, go sign up for the next sprint. It's starting soon and you're gonna meet tons of other people who are on the same journey as you. I'll see you over there.